Welcome to Land Academy.
This is one of our weekly membership calls where we talk with our members about buying unwanted real estate and selling it for more.
I'm Steve Butella.
I'm Jill DeWitt. We are your hosts.
With over 15,000 completed transactions, we are the experts in this niche land flipping business.
We hold a drawing to win a free property every month. Enter to win by reviewing this show on iTunes and downloading our free ebook at landacademy.com. All right, let's get this call started.
At any time that you want to, by the way. So if somebody might reach out to you and want to buy it once they see it and see your price. And then have you ever done a buy it now, Chris?
No, and you know what? As you were saying that, like a little sound came up as we were recording, so like some of what you said got cut off.
Okay, sorry about that.
I forgot to record the call. I turned it off at the beginning.
Oh, good.
To make fun of Steve Week.
Okay.
Steve Charlie Brown Week.
Hey, you've had a lot on your plate. You've been doing a lot. It's all good. So, but yeah, what I do, Chris, is depending on the property, if it's a bigger acreage like we're talking about, put it in all your places, your website, your land watch, your land and farm, postlets, dream it up. And I would throw it in eBay too, get some excitement. If anything, get your name out there that you are selling this type of property. It's great advertising, and it's only $50 for 30 days worth of advertising. And put it as a buy it now and set whatever price you want. And it's same $50. And then you can set in there that you will only accept, if you accept other offers, you can set it parameters where if someone offers at least X amount, I want to get that offer. Does it, you know what I mean? So they'll still pop in and you can review it and you could say yay or nay, kind of thing. So
Does eBay charge extra for buy it now?
Same price, $50.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm. Same insertion fee. And then what will very commonly happen, someone might reach out to you and say, hey, I saw it, or, they might even come, you might sell it off your website, who knows, and you pull it down, and so what, it was $50. You definitely priced it, so you don't care about the $50, kind of thing. So, yeah.
eBay, here's again my 2 cents. eBay these days is a great way to liquidate these types of assets to bring in some cash. It's probably not the best way to really maximize, to really make as much money as you possibly can versus waiting, a couple of weeks on LandWatch and some of the other venues. Here's a couple tips on eBay, and here's the best kinds of properties that sell the best, in my opinion. Jill, please jump in and tell me if you agree or disagree. 10-acre properties, 5 to 10-acre properties always do great. You can almost bank on a 5-acre property. You can sell it for probably around $1,500. And then 10 acres and above, you can, don't hold me to this, it's been my recent experience. You can bank on about $100 an acre. So a 40-acre property should yield $4,000. Mm-hmm. And a 10-acre property you can bank on $1,000. And these numbers are before the dock fee of what we usually charge $400. Mm-hmm. And then the most diverse properties, if you can, this doesn't work. If you buy 600 properties in one little area in, let's say, northern Arizona, you're going to have a tough time liquidating them after the 7th or 8th or 10th the 10th property. Mm-hmm. So, but if you have a very diversified mix of properties all over the place, which is a little bit harder to do, you're going to do great on eBay. Mm-hmm. So eBay can be the greatest thing in the world, and if you manage it properly, you can double and triple your money all day. We've done tens of thousands of deals there. We were the largest property seller there for quite some time. Mm-hmm. We don't, you don't see a huge presence on our part there right now for the reasons that I'm saying, that we do better with Jill's Wednesday Hump Day special. We sell everything there. Mm-hmm. Tons of property. So I hope that helps. I think for these RDO properties, it's a great way to make whatever, $500, $600, $700.
Mm-hmm. Another good thing, Chris, like you mentioned, for our members who are looking at getting a variety of properties to roll out with, go pick some out. Go on it's easier for me if you look over our available property list and say, if I took an RDO and one of these and one of these and over these, I've already done my homework, Jill. I like them. My budget's around X. What could we work out? That's easier for me than me guessing what your budget is and guessing what you want to work with. So I love that. And you're not the first person that's come to me with that proposal, and I'm happy to do it. Happy to make deals for our members and get you guys enrolling and some inventory for you.
Jill, when somebody asks a question, just like a basic question on eBay, through the eBay system, if they send in a question, can you see their email address?
Can I see their email address? No.
Yeah, is it a good way to collect email addresses for the future, like building a list?
No. Yeah, you don't get their eBay information until the item ends.
Okay, so.
And they win.
Oh, all right. Okay.
Then you can access all their information stuff. So it's a tool. It is a sales tool, and it's an advertising tool. So, and great questions and great news. Chris, I am dying to hear next week when it closes. I can't wait to hear how it goes. So please keep us posted.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
eBay is a great tool to buy property. Like at some point, it may have even happened. Am I interrupting, Jill? I'm sorry.
No.
eBay, I have so much stuff to say about eBay. Most of it's good, a little bit of it's bad. But eBay is a great tool. If you get somebody calls you back, this is going to happen to somebody if it already hasn't happened. And they say, I've got 50 properties like that church deal that you're doing right now, Jill. I got 50 properties. I'm pretty much going to give them away because we just want to be done with it. And you can liquidate the stuff all on eBay and make tens of thousands of dollars really, really, really quickly as long as you buy it with crazy cheap. I'm not talking regular Land Academy Steve and Jill cheap. I'm talking crazy cheap, like $25 a lot. And those deals are out there. Totally out there. Then it's really fun to generate 10 or 15 or 20 grand on eBay in a probably 60-day period.
Are you talking about my church, which I did? That's a great success thing to share real quick too. My church email the other day.
Yeah, go ahead.
My list. So one of my good friends, and now one of my good friends, in a subdivision that we work with a lot, happens to be on a board member of her church, and she just emailed me a list of 25 properties that they received as donations, and said, basically, do you want anything? I'm like, well, heck yeah. Thanks for thinking of me. I'm going to look it over this weekend and get back to her. So, gosh, just another, who would have thought, making friends with somebody like that and, working with people in the county, it can just bring good stuff. So I know one of the things that we talked about in the program was, if you're working heavily in a county and you happen to be out there, gosh, popping in and bringing them treats and having them know you and remember you is going to pay off. There's going to someday have a little old lady who owns a ton of property that wants to get rid of it in XYZ County, and she's going to be calling the county clerk, and they're going to go, hey, you know what? I happen to know somebody. And you just might get that call or that email. So
here's another thing about eBay. eBay is just a fantastic place to sell acreage on terms. Any between 5 and 40 acres, if you have good maps and the property has good access, when you throw it up on a buy it now, I'd be shocked if it lasts a week, especially on the $97 down and then $97 a month model. That is if you don't have like a website set up and all the stuff that we talk about in the program, if you're just cutting to the chase and buying and trying to sell property quickly, you'll have great success selling property on terms on eBay. Don't you think, Jill?
And that's a good point. Thank you. That's something that we have not talked about in a while, is using eBay as a terms sales environment, because that's true.
Yeah.
It's a good place like that. And you can put right in there, hey, here it is. It's 10 acres, da-da-da. It's, the winning bid is a down payment, and your payments are X dollars a month, and for however many months with the APR, whatever it works out to be. Knock yourself out. I mean, that's a good thing. We might, that's a good thing that we might do on in this environment. This would be a good little teaching moment that we could do some week, kind of give an idea of what it would look like, what you maybe, some examples of what the title would look like and little things that you might change. So cool. All right. Let's move on to our next thing. We'll get back to more. Thanks again, Chris, for sharing. I'm excited. All right. This is Stephen. This is for you. Biggest burning questions of the week. What have you noticed?
There's two that I've seen, and as always, please, anybody feel free to pipe in on the text question portion of this. But on Success Plan, I've seen multiple people asking about removing duplicates when they're getting data ready to go out in the mail. When they're putting together the mail merge portion of data and scrubbing and stuff, I've seen multiple people this week ask questions about removing duplicates. So, in layman's terms, you've got a whole data set in a county of, 600, 700, maybe 1,000 property owners, and invariably, somebody's going to own 2 properties, and more often, someone's going to own 30 properties. And so, the question on Success Plan came up. Well, how do I remove the duplicates? So, but I think the answer to removing duplicates is simple in Excel. There's a function, and it's crazy simple. If you just go on YouTube, you can find out how to remove the duplicates. But I think the bigger question is, should I remove the duplicates? And the answer is no. This is what I've done in the past. Duplicate data or multiple properties owned by the same party in one mailing, put those aside. In data, it's called the exception. So 90% of the properties that you're going to mail out are probably going to be single property owners. The guys that are the people that have, or companies or whatever, that own a lot of properties, those deserve special attention. And I would, at the beginning of doing a mailing, I would set them aside, and then I would contact them, or I would do almost a manual mailer in Word that you can shove in an envelope. The 2 or 3 or 10 that you do those manually, shove them at your desk or print them out, and write a little note in there that says, hey, you're the exception. I've sent a lot of letters out to people in this area. I noticed you have 35 properties. I would like to pay X for all 35 properties. And if the mailer is going out for $200, $300, $400 a unit, do the math on it and get that person's attention. I think that removing all those duplicates and then just sending that person a single letter like you're sending everybody else, like, I just want to buy this one property out of 35. I think it's worth for your while to go the extra mile and send them a separate mailer. There's a way more sophisticated way to do it with Microsoft Access, but it's way beyond the scope of what's going on here. So as we get a little further into the program, we can get into writing these. There are specific custom applications to pull data out and do it, and it's actually really cool, and it really, really works. The reason I wouldn't bring it up if I've had a lot of success in the past with high unit property owners that just want to get rid of everything. That's number one. I hope that's all clear.
Mm-hmm. So you you kind of got a little technical even for me.
Yeah.
So there's an easy way in Excel to pull it out, so I'm not sending 5 letters to the same guy. However, I need to be aware of the 5 letters that one letter is going to this guy. It's an exemption. I'm going to be watching for this guy, hoping he's going to reply, because I know he's got 5 for sale in this county that all meet my criteria.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
okay.
Jill, I mean, seriously, do you understand? Because if you understand, then everybody else is going to understand. If your cute little, Southern California Disneyland head understands, then everybody else will generally get it.
Thanks a lot. Good goodness. Speaking of picking on people.
Did you fall asleep? Did you just fall asleep for that?
I kind of almost did. Yeah, you got a little technical on me there, Stephen.
Right.
When you start getting into...
Lay your head down on your desk for 5 minutes. I'll handle the call. It's okay.
I have a question. Remember the term macros? Does anyone use that term anymore? I know what it is. Do we still call it that? Okay.
Absolutely.
Oh, thank you. Are we not impressed?
Absolutely.
Okay. I have plenty of talents, but I'm going to tell you right now, I do not write I don't do everything in Excel, and I do not have a doctorate in it, so nor do I aspire to, and I'm good with that. So, okay, thank you. Did you end up running another one that tripped your radar this week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Multiple people this week. For some reason, this topic has come up this week. These are two really good things too. Multiple people have said a story like this. I sent a bunch of mailers out to back tax property. I got a ridiculously awesome return. I've heard is from between 10 and 30%. So they sent a few hundred letters out to only people with back tax, accumulated back taxes on their property, and their phone blew up. And they had positive and negative reactions all the way through. And in the situations, the people that I've spoken with, they elected not to complete any transactions with these people because either they found out there's too much back taxes on the property, or for whatever reason, they just didn't do the deal. And so what I'm saying is, this is a great prelude to introducing what's called excess proceeds, and everybody needs to be aware of this. Excess proceeds, specifically in California, but there's tons of other states. I mean, a substantial number. I think it's like 30 of the 50 states do this. And if you have a piece of paper and a pencil and you're close to you, it's going to be real simple to understand it this way. If a property has, let's say you send a letter out and you tell the guy in the letter, I want to buy your property for $100. You got a ton of back taxes on your property. Look, let me take it off your hands.
Can I write this down? Do you want to take this back? Can I just write buy for $100?
So let's say you write it. It's not the typical mailer. This is it's going to go back to the county, and I'll buy for $100. Or if you just want to give it to me, that's fine too. I've done this, by the way, with great success. And so, okay, great. Now you own this property. It's got a ton of back taxes on it. And financially, it doesn't make sense for you to pay the taxes, but you still own it anyway. There's two things you can do with that property. Number one, you can sell it like that in a regular venue and disclose it. You can say, I have this property. I own it. I paid $100 for it. It's got $1,000 worth of back taxes on it. Doesn't make sense for me to write a $1,000 check. If you want to buy it, people on Craigslist, people on eBay, people on LandWatch, you can inherit these taxes, but you got to pay me $1,500 for it. Pay me $1,500. There's $1,000 worth of back taxes on it. You have 6 months to pay the back taxes before the county takes it back. It's yours for $2,500. Still a smoking deal. Jill and I have done that probably 1,000 times. Even better, it's what's called excess proceeds. And excess proceeds is this: if that property has $1,000 worth of taxes on it, you just bought it for $100, and the property goes to auction, or the county sells it at whatever methodology, the statutory methodology that's required, and they sell it for $5,000 at an auction, there's $4,000 of excess proceeds on that property, and you can collect it. You just have to go through a paperwork process. I've done it in California. And you can make hundreds and hundreds of thousands of dollars doing this. It's not typically the middle of nowhere property that we know and love, but it's usually property that has a much higher tax rate. And the higher the tax rate, the more accumulated taxes. Generally, the more valuable the property. So. It takes a lot of research. It's on my radar to actually do a whole program on this, a whole DVD program or online educational program. But there are people in this world that make tons and tons of money doing 5 or 6 or 10 deals a year with excess proceeds and making more than $100,000 per deal. So the people that I spoke with about mailing out back tax properties specifically kind of had a negative opinion about it, and it's not negative. It can be really profitable. Jill, are you still awake? She's not.
Hey, it's Erin.
Hi, Erin.
Jill's connection is down right now, so we're working on it for a second.
Okay. Erin's our new producer of the show. Thank you, Erin.
Yeah, of course.
So that's the deal with back tax property and excess proceeds. It requires, I don't think that it's appropriate to teach it up front. What we teach up front and what you guys are going through right now is get a ton of mailers out there, get the acquisition pipeline full, buy property as cheaply as you possibly can, and then sell it on eBay or through the venues that we all talk about all the time. the excess proceeds, actually requires some. When I do excess proceeds mailer, I look at the APN scheme. So let's use Kern County, California as an example, because that's a good excess proceeds state. You can break down their APN scheme if you look at the county by how they organize the number scheme. So if the first three numbers are 1, 2, 3, usually it's all clustered in a geographic area, and usually that type of property is the kind of property you want to buy. LA County does this. Los Angeles has one of the largest tax sales just by sheer numbers of any county in the country, and LA County is a great place to do that also. So I hope that answers, or actually it wasn't a question, it was kind of just the burning issues that came up this week. Back tax mailers can be awesome.
Hi, I'm here as Erin.
Oh,
Hi,
okay.
can you take the control? Well, shucks, you can't show the agenda though. We got it here. So I was going to fill in what you talked about, and my computer went down. Erin's trying to get me back online.
Okay. Well, I can hear you fine. So.
Okay.
So that's fine. We've covered excess proceeds if you want to move on.
Okay. That was, I'd love to know if there's any other burning questions. I don't know how to use this right now over here on Erin's for this week, although we're going to get to more things at the end.
You know what I can do, Jill? If you'd like me to pass the baton to Erin, because you're using her name, I can do that.
No, I can't see the agenda that you and I prepared. So that's why you guess what, Stephen? You're in charge. So no, you just take it, and I'm going to pipe in. So next is a mock deal role play. This is perfect because what I really wanted to do was, get something from a member. Chris told us a little bit about his stuff. It'd be fun to know, like from Chris, what communication does. You've got some stuff on eBay. Are you getting some funny questions, or did you prepare your eBay ad, so darn great that they don't really have any questions? So I'd love to hear things like that from our people. Any customer issues coming up? You took it back over? Thank you. Are you there, Stephen?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, good. Thank you.
I didn't take it. I'm sorry. We're having some computer problems. Jill knows. Yeah, everybody knows how much I love this software, right?
Yeah.
So 1 second.
You got me back on, Erin? Do you know the password? Restart my whole computer. Okay, so let's talk. Let's do some of these. Does any customer questions come up this week? Anything that people don't feel comfortable with? They want to role play with me. Kind of, what do I do when I get X call? Go ahead and type it in, and we'll talk about it.
Yeah. So Mike asks, is it a good place to? Is eBay a good place to buy? Heck, yes.
You know what?
That's a great point. I've done many, many deals on eBay, especially during the downturn, where here's my favorite way to buy a property on eBay. You find it, if you can go out there right now and you can see the ones that have good access. They generally should be more than 5 acres, between 5 and 40 acres. And then if somebody, the person who has the auction, if they sell it, and the person who purchases it has a very low user rating, like 0, 1, 2, reach out to the seller and say, look, if this thing doesn't go through, if the buyer flakes because they're new on eBay and stuff, let me know, because I'll definitely make an offer. So, and I just did this with a 5-acre property less than a year ago, because it was in northern Arizona, and it was specifically in this part of Arizona that I know really well, and I knew that the property was really undervalued. So it was a 5-acre property. The guy sold it for $1,500, just like I said, about about 300 an acre for 5 acre properties. And the guy flaked. He didn't buy it. So I said, look, I'll take it off your hands for $800. And I bought it. We did the deal because the guy was local, and I sold it on terms. And we've been collecting money ever since. So yeah, eBay is a fantastic place to buy property if you do the homework on it, especially because somebody's already done the maps and all that stuff, and sell it on terms. What else? What's the next question? Is there a better way to for the down payment? Sassier. Is there a sassier way to sort out those bid only on the down payment? Yeah, I would not buy terms property on eBay. I think you're the one who wants to sell property. I think that's a question, Mike. Okay, here we go. You're welcome. Kevin says, I got an inquiry through Craigslist on 2 adjacent properties that total an acre in Rio Arriba. Seller wants $20,000. Yes, I love Rio Arriba. In fact, Jill and I own about 10 or 12 properties in Rio Arriba that are on our hold forever list. One specifically, there's a waterfall and stuff in Rio Arriba, and it's very heavily wooded, and it's kind of out of a postcard. So, I wouldn't veer to answer the question, Kevin. Yeah, there's property there that's worth that. I wouldn't veer too much from your mission, the mission that you're on right now, which is double and triple your money. So, I hope that answers it. If you want, if you want to send me the legal descriptions and stuff like that for those properties, I know that area very, very, very well, so I can look at it in 3 or 4 minutes and send you back, my what I think about it. Jill, are you with us? Okay. Yeah, if anybody else has any other questions, let me know. We're kind of at the end of it. I'm working on these 2 other programs, a 24-month millionaire and the turnkey land business package. And we just want to make sure, like everything, that we get it right before we completely release it. But they're both very, very, very close to being released. So we're excited about that. And I would love to hear any other questions.
I have a question.
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
Oh,
you did
can you
put
hear
your
me?
head on the desk, yeah.
Oh my God. No, I did not. You're such a stinker. This thing is just you know what? My computer is clearly fried today. It's been a busy, busy day. So, all right, where are we in the agenda? I am so darn sorry. I can't see anything.
Okay, well, Claire asks more specifics on valuing land in the Midwest. The Midwest is the way that their assessed value of property is tough, because it's very complicated, and it's changed a lot over the years, unlike the West, which I think the West just kind of has stuck with the same way since ever. But everything's different there. I always look at I rely on the map. In the program, we talk about the census maps. I really rely on the most rural property, the darkest green property. And then we, if there's an assessed, take a look at a property that's listed for sale, let's say in the MLS or something like that, and find a like-kind group of properties that are, 2 acres maybe, or an acre. Let's use Northern Michigan as an example. If the assessed value for that property that's listed for $2,000, $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, $7,000 in the MLS, and it's got an assessed value of $1,000 or $2,000, you can kind of do a little bit of math and figure out what the other stuff around it's going to be like, and send a mailer out based on that. If all else fails, you can always send a mailer out that says, hey, if you just want to get rid of it, I'm your person. I can cash out of this thing quickly for $500. I've done that. I've done that in specifically in Northern Michigan, and it works really, really well.
Mm-hmm.
So, Jill, go ahead.
Did anybody cover anything from a role play or any kind of a customer question or anything along those lines?
No, we've just been talking Q&A about mailers and stuff.
Okay. Did we talk about our coming up next?
Yes.
That we're just working on those? You covered that? Okay, good. So we're just doing Q&A.
Yes, we're kind of Q&A.
Okay, great. This is fun. I like this. And I have something really good I want to end with that I learned. I apologize if I'm having IT issues. We're talked out today.
LandAcademy.com. You are not alone in your real estate ambition.